bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here.
Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love. I am a transformational belief coach. And today we have a very special friend of mine and sister. She was one of my students in my program, Path of the Heart. And we have worked one-on-one. And I have she's very dearest to my heart. Her name is Pilar Kamel. She is an angelotherapist, and she's also a channeler, and she's an oracle reader. And Pilar, thank you for accepting my invitation and making time for us.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Monica. It's an honor to share with you, with such a special teacher. You know, I'm very fond of you. Everything that I learned for you has been part of my process, part of becoming an angel therapist, part of my transformation. Everything started with you. So I'm really, really grateful, Monica, for everything that you've taught me.
Thank you, Pili. Tell us a little bit why, let's go to the beginning. What it makes you, even if I know your story, not everybody knows it. So let's talk about that. What wakes you up and go with taking classes of for awakening and actually you start working with yourself to go into where you are now as an angelotherapist? What it did, because it doesn't happen to everybody.
My belief is that everybody can do it, Monica. Everybody can get in touch with angels. Everybody can get in touch with light beings, not only angels. It doesn't make me more special than anybody. It just makes me that I am aware of it. And the thing is, when I was a little girl, I started communicating and getting messages from light beings. But I think as many other people happen, that you told your parents or you told someone, then they tell you just to shut up. Please be quiet, don't mention it to everybody. That's only for weird people. You're not supposed to talk about it. So what happens, they implant like a chip on your head of what it is supposed to be. And then you have to follow those rules and you start getting these beliefs that are not real. You know, these limitations that stop you for being who you are, to show your real self. So it wasn't only a few years ago, like in 2015, that I started going to a yoga place where I met a person that used to do angel meditations. And that's when I started doing this meditation and I started getting connected again, remembering something that was really me, something that was in me that I blocked for so many years, for so long. That's what opened myself, that made me trust and believe on what I was seeing and who the real me was. So I started communicating with angels. I started receiving messages again. I started being aware of all the signals that are around us. And then this opened me to another dimension. I started understanding that there's not only angels that are around us, that there are several light beings, guides that support us, that loves us. And not only me, they want the whole world to change. They want the whole world to increase and to go to a different dimension. And then I started studying constellation therapy based on Bert Hellinger's beliefs. That was another change in my life that made me open more, that made me be more sensitive, that made me be more aware of my mission in Earth. What is my mission? And now I understand that my mission here is to serve. My mission here is to help the collective to move to a different dimension. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I was very, very fortunate on meeting you. And then when I started studying with you transformational system, and when I started opening myself much more and putting my ego on a side, like becoming a friend of my ego and letting my ego, instead of stopping me, to help me understand who I was. Then is when I started growing. That's when I started changing and, moving to different dimension, starting communicating to other beings that I know, that I understand. At this point, now I know who my galactic family is. Now I know where I come from and what am I capable of. But more than anything, what is my mission? What is my mission in this life? Why am I here? And what am I here supposed to do? And I understand that it's helping people, healing people whenever I can. And that is part of my process. That's why after that, I started studying angel therapy. That is not only the study of the angels, how to help people with the support of the angels.
And the difference is of channeling and talking with angels. It is the same, I imagine, right? In the class that you took.
That is right, Monica, because angel therapy is mostly a counseling per se. It's you channel the energy of the angels and you scan the chakras, like you work with your energetic body. That is something that I started learning with you also, the study of the chakras. And then I learned and studied it again in angel therapy class. Sorry. But it's mostly working on your energetic system, like the balancing of your chakras. That's the very first part of angel therapy. I channel a message and it's automatic. When I see my consultants, the angels start sending messages about what person needs healing of, or which parts or which areas of his life need healing at this moment. So what I do is I scan the chakras and I feel if they're balanced, if there's a block on some of them. And that's where I'm going to focus at the time of the healing, on which areas I am going to focus more. Because like the angels are here to help me do that. And not only angels, I do angel therapy, Monica, but most of the time I receive the help of other guides or other light beings during the therapy. And it's not uncommon during angel therapy that also deceased families from the consultant, they make themselves present also to help heal or also to transmit messages.
Yes.
As well.
I do agree, or ascended masters, or even ETs.
Yes.
Correct. Yes, because when we're channeling, we're opening the door, but we just have to differentiate to who we are going to be opening the door, right?
Yes.
And how do you work with people? Let's say someone booked you an appointment and they get in front of you, or in camera or in person, but how do you work with them?
Yeah, I can do both. I can do in-person therapy, but they also can be done online. Like you don't have to have that person physically in front of you to feel their energy or to channel messages for them. So if you book a therapy with me, we set up a time and we connect via Zoom or Google Meet. And then the first thing I do is start receiving messages for this person, and I channel and I feel what they need. And it's not uncommon, Monica, that even before having the person in front, I already have some messages knowing what this is going to be about. And I start working with this person. I get the message. I do kind of a meditation to put this person in a relaxation status. And then is when I start working with them, looking at the chakras, doing the scanning of the chakras. What does this person need? Sometimes the person don't tell me, but I'm getting it verbally, but I'm getting the message from the angels. And it depends on which area we need to heal. Different angels show up. Like if it's Archangel Raphael, when it's something about health or healing, or, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. So I connect with these angels and I get the message for this person. Then we go to a part when we talk about it, that when I tell the person, this is the messages that I received for you, this is what I feel you need. Is there something else that you want to talk about, that you want me to focus on healing that area? Let me just put a few examples, like in your, if you've been hurt in your interior child, or you have something in your personal life right now, in like with your couple, or a problem with your kids, or you just passed, like you're grieving the deceased of a person recently. It depends on what is the situation. Then we talk about it. The archangel comes, gives us the message. And after that, we proceed to the healing process. My consultant goes back again to a relaxation status, and I work with my hands. Some of my colleagues, they like to use pendulums. Like as angel therapists, you have to use all the tools that you have, everything that you learn to help this person, to heal this person. I know how to use the pendulum. I don't use it very often, unless the angels tell me, okay, go grab the pendulum. Or I mostly use my hands. I channel the energy of the angels through my hands. And if the person is in front of me, I scan the body and I start sending all this healing energy to the person, focusing and stopping more where the chakras are blurry or blocked. Like if it's your throat chakra, that is something that this person is not telling, something that this person doesn't want to talk about. I just imagine it and I clean the chakra. Like I imagine myself removing those knots or those spider webs inside of them. So I use the angel and my guides and everybody that I can use to channel this healing energy through my hands and transmit it to the person. And that's the way I do the healing.
Do you find when you're channeling, now that you're channeling more, and you're talking actually publicly that that's what you do, how was that change? Because I know that the majority of the human beings that we start becoming channelers and we start working with all our gifts, it is a hard process at the beginning because we're not accepted in our families or with our friends that they used to know us. And then suddenly, like me as a painter, like, you used to paint, you didn't tell me you were a channeler, you know, and for them it was weird. And you get rejections of people or shown from even from family because of that. So, and you change completely friendships, you've changed the whole life. How was for you?
Of course, like at the beginning, I belong to a Facebook page. It's called Comunícate con Ángeles, and I do my lives every week there talking about. And the first time people saw me, people that know me, people that don't know me, people that didn't know me started inboxing me like, "What are you doing? That's the devil's work. Whoever tells you that you can channel an angel, it's diabolic.
Wow.
Stop doing that. You still have time to repent." Say, okay, yeah. Block, block, block. I don't want to see you anymore, you know? It's hard. I was always hiding, especially from my family. But then when I opened, I started to find out that my brothers like this too. And we never talked about it. And one of my brothers told me, you know, Billy, the other day that you talk about the black sheep of the family, I took a class in a yoga place that I go with a guru that it's the same thing, but it calls him like the link to the clan instead of the black sheep, you know, the family. But what you said in your life, it is exactly what my teacher told me, and I like it very much because I relate with you that we have all these beliefs that when we were children, were implanted, but now I'm growing out of them. I'm also learning how to open, how to change my dimension and my perspective of the world. So that's when I started listening that some of my brothers were also studying like me. Some of them probably not studying, but one of them told me, you know, I want to take an angel therapy because I love what you say. what you're saying gives me peace. So I just want to go forward with therapy. And then my mom, that was my first blocker when I was a little girl, she's my fan number one. She sits in every single of my lives, and she can barely know how to use her iPad, and she keeps putting messages, like, I love what you're saying. I'm here with you. I'm supporting you. And that's relating to my immediate family. The rest of the family that is not my immediate family, well, I really don't know what they think. Maybe they don't dare to tell me anything. And if they do, like if they don't like what I do, well, I'm sorry, this is my time. I open to it. I posted on my Facebook that I am an angel therapist. If you don't like what I do, then you're free to block me. That's why free will is here, right? So it was hard, yes, at the beginning, all those comments like, you're the devil, and what the hell, what are you doing? Or what do you think? But at this point, it doesn't bother me, honestly.
Yes.
So that's part of growing, right? And that's something that I learned from you. You gave me the strength to accept it, to start with.
Yeah, well, when we work and what other people think about us,
Yeah.
is their problem, is their own reflection, is their own fears. It doesn't have to do anything with us. And we work a lot in that area. So like that, we become free of the judgment of others. But it is a hard step, I understand, because I did it myself. And yes, my family was not so open or not so supportive. And not everybody has the same experience that you had, that I'm so glad that you had that, and that's supportive of your family.
Yeah, it's one of my sons still not very fond of what I do. I have 3 sons, 2 of them. One is exactly like me. He's also a channeler. He communicates with light beings. And the second one is the one that tells me, why, mommy, what are you doing? Like, if you want to talk to angels, please go to church and talk to church. Go to church to talk to the angels. And I said, okay, but yeah, I'll respect you. I'll talk to angels at home, in my car, in my work. And I don't go to church very often, but when I go to church, I can also talk to them there. So it's hard, money, especially
Yes.
when they don't understand.
The thing is, in majority of the churches, it's not against anybody, any religion or nothing like that, but they do, and a lot of religions, they do tend to put us fear that if you want to talk to God, you have to talk to the priest, or the priest talk to God directly. And how dare you think you can talk to God or talk to the angels or talk to your ascended masters or whatever. They put those fears, and that's the majority of my clients. The other day they asked me, what does your clients look like? Well, the majority, they're very religious. The majority comes from the Catholic background, and removing the fears of them to talking to God or angels or ascended masters or whatever, for them it is very hard to let go those fears. And I understand it is an implanted programming that it was being indoctrinated for at least 2,000 years.
Yes. Yeah. And to me, Monica, talking to angels or angel therapy, what I do has nothing to do with religion. Yes. It's just going with the light. Some of my consultants, they come and tell me, please do not talk to me of any angel that is not in the Bible. I don't accept any angels that are not in the Bible. Okay, well, I respect if you're that religious that you don't want to hear about Metatron, or you don't want to hear about Azrael, or, there's so many beautiful, beautiful angels that are here at this moment present trying to help you. But if you don't want to hear about it, then okay, I respect. I'm not going to judge.
And the funny part is the people accept, the religious people accept angels, yes, but they don't accept, let's say, extraterrestrials. But the angels are not humans. They're not even from this planet. So what do you call them that?
They are like beings. Angels are
light beings also, but light beings also are extraterrestrials, as much as the Arcturians, the Pleiades, Sirians, etc., etc.
Our angels, they don't have a body. Angels are energy. So the image of an angel that has the sword and, it's because us as humans, we want to put them an image for our human eyes. But
Yes.
that doesn't mean they do have a body. They're just an essence. They are energy. They can, with their energy, they can change colors to show you who they are. Probably some of them, but that doesn't mean they have a body. And of course, they're not this earth. They are extraterrestrials. But the word extraterrestrial means that, oh my God, what are you talking about? But that's what they are. So they are comparable to any other guide, to any other ascended masters, that they are light, that they are energy. And what is hard, Maria, in my perspective, is very religious people are not understanding that we're moving dimensions, that we're moving towards being one. We are one,
But
and that's hard for them.
But when some people, this dimensions is basically changing your conscience. And when you change your conscience and you open your conscience to something bigger, that's when you change to a different dimension.
Yeah.
And not everybody is going to be open for that. Not everybody is have that mission or even that they have that contract to open up. That's why many also other people, they're dying in this moment because they don't have that contract. Or they say, when the changes come, I don't want to be there. And some of many, they are here. That's why they still here and they're working with themselves, because there are many changes coming to the planet right now.
Right now. And it's respectable, Moni. Like, it's not our job to judge them if they don't want to, change. Or I always tell my consultants, and I always tell my followers when I talk on Facebook Live or they listen me, you need to see the things to change them. Remove them from your back, bring them forward, see the difference that you can live, see how you can change, see how you can transform your consciousness. When you see it, then you can change it. But if you want to keep it back there, that's okay. I respect if you want to keep it back there. But if you really, really are in the path or following who you really are, I am who you really are, and you're on the path of following, you have to open your heart. You have to be open to change all these beliefs that are limiting you from going. You need to see the big perspective towards one. And that's hard, Moni, because I've heard people that say, what do you mean we're all one? So you're saying that you are God?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But not only you, not only me, every single human being, we are what we believe we want to be.
Yes. And Moni, every single life being, the animals, the plants, the planet, it's not only us.
We come from the same source, everything and from our imagination and creativity, because we are that light being that creates us at the same time. And you want to go technically, it is in the Bible. It is in the Bible, but of course the religions are not going to admit it because it's a business. It's a great business for them. And in 2000 years, they haven't really changed. They have changed to more stricter, to not so strict, to more stricter, and some sects of the same religion, it became more strict, other ones more lay off. It became, but all of them are the same religion, and they haven't changed the human being conscience. Yes. And thank God we're in 2022, that the females, we can vote and we can have a voice, or else we will be still stuck, not be able to work or not or having our own thoughts and be heard and be appreciated for who we are. But that religion did not brought that. That was us.
Yes. It's hard and it's difficult, and it's difficult for us to judge, to, trying not to judge, because it's hard, but sometimes you say, oh my God, well, do whatever you think, right? But let me be whoever I am. So if I'm not interfering with your beliefs or with your judgments, just let me be.
We all have the free will.
We have the free will, and you can't force them. We can't force everybody to think at us. But I think that healers and empaths, people like us, that we are on the path to change the consciousness, to help the planet. We just need to spread as much light as we can. And that's our job. That's our.
But let's say one thing, there is not an absolute truth, because right now our absolute truth, it is this one.
This one.
But maybe the next week we change our conscience again. And what we think today is going to be very different than it's going to be in the next week or the next moment. It is going to be different. So our reality or our truth is this one in this moment where we're watching, the moment we're watching this video, but that doesn't mean that we're right or that we're wrong, or there is always going to be thinking the same way, because we will change. It's part of the same universe is expanding, and that includes us, because we are part of the same universe, not only from the planet Earth.
Yes. And we're always changing, Moni. We're always evolving. So as you say, it's more than clear that when I think of what I say today, maybe tomorrow I learn something new. Yes. And that's not, and then my truth will change. But that's the beauty, Mari, of being open to change. That's what, like, if you are open to change and you're open to grow, then you can feel that you can change your beliefs. You know what I mean? It's not that I have to keep with the same beliefs that I had when I was 5 years old. Not that I'm over 50, so I can open and talk about it. Maybe my grandkids can be open to listen what I have to say and not only closed, you know what I mean? It's my goal is for them to be open. Not that they have to believe in what I believe, not they have to do what I do, but at least open to another possibilities, open to another ideas.
But I do want to be say about this, about religions. It is important at the same time to have some religions in this planet right now, because some people actually need a religion to be good. And they don't have the fear, they will be killing people because they don't have any kind of fear.
Yes.
And we still have that problem, but we will have it worse if they don't have any kind of fear. Many people that you see in many religions, they are drug addicts, they were drug addicts, ex-convicts, whatever you want to call it. And thanks to the religion, they stopped doing it, because the conscience they didn't have, the religion put the conscience on them. So the religions are giving the service what they need, but we have to understand when we already upgrade ourselves, let's put it like that, we don't need those religions anymore. So we can be more open to do the inner work and change and transform and grow and become who we really become to serve. That's one of the things that we're here.
That's it.
Yes. And Billy, I wanted to ask you, do you, and I imagine that you talk with your angels, not only when you're with your clients, you talk with your angels all the time, correct?
All the time.
And how is that? Because I did learn, and I believe I told you in one of the classes that you have to put boundaries even to them, not only to the humans, because or else they will be talking 24 hours and you're like, oh, what time I'm going to go to sleep?
Yes, you do have to put some boundaries sometimes, because, every single day at 1:11 a.m., 2:22 a.m., 3:33 a.m., I think, come on, guys, can you wait till tomorrow to give me the message? Please, can you wait to 666? Let me sleep, right? And you can ask them and they can listen, thank you. I know that you're here. I know that you want to give me a message. I know that you're supporting me in this area, but please come on, just give me a little break, from at least till midnight till 6, right? And yeah, it's that, and you see them in my situation. I am very visual. People can listen to them. People can sense them. I can sense them, but I am very visual. I see them, their colors around me. I know who they are. And I know they're trying to give me a message or to give me an answer. And when I'm sleeping, they wake me up so I can look at the numbers. So they in the clock, so they can give me the messages through the angel numerology. That it's another story that is huge to get the messages from the numbers. But it's my life, and I've gone to accept it, and I love it. And the more that I love what I do, is that the more that I do it better. So I
have a
like
question
it.
for you that I have heard, and I believe many of our listeners or spectators are going to be asking this question, because we have worked, remember that about entities that are tricksters.
Uh-huh.
And yes, there are tricksters. Some tricksters can dress up in a way like an angel. How, and I know you know how to avoid them or to sense them. It's like, no, this is not the angel that I was talking. You're something else.
Yes.
Can you explain how you do that to our listeners?
And I've learned how to protect myself. You taught me a lot about it, and then I kept learning on how to, put my protection. I always figure myself inside a Merkaba, protecting myself. I always call upon Archangel Michael. Just stand here in my close by. I even do it, Monica, in situations like this. Like I do so many lives, and I didn't know that I also had to do it through the screen, And a few months ago, I started feeling really tired, really sick, my head hurting, until a friend told me, Pili, you're being too much exposed on a live. You need to protect yourself before and after a life, not only in therapy, because before therapy, yes or yes, I always protect myself. I put my blockage. And then when I finish therapy, I cut all the cords with my consultant and return them their energy and dismiss everybody that showed up, all the light beings that showed up, deceased familiar, whoever was here, I dismiss everybody. But I didn't do it while on lives, on Facebook lives. And that started affecting my health. I started feeling drained and tired until I start doing it. So I am very, very cautious.
You never had this. You never had a situation that a being come to you saying, "I am Archangel Michael," and it was not Archangel Michael.
No, Maria, I had that situation that I was doing meditation on YouTube from a person that I didn't know. It's just somebody that, let me do this one. Because when I meditate, I can feel them and I can feel the energy. And I can feel if the energy is soft, is good. That day, it was supposed to be an angel meditation, but the feeling was wrong. The feeling was off. I started feeling this entity, even if I saw it that it was yellow, and I really thought it's Archangel Jofiel, it wasn't him. Even if he was showing me the color, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I cut it immediately and I told him, hey, you have to leave. You're not a being of light. I don't want you around me. I started turning on my incense and I cut it off and I turned off that meditation because, yes, Monica, sometimes beings of the darker side, they would like to pretend to be angels to come approach us. But if you are aware of that, you can feel it. It's trust your gut. Like if you're, one day I was listening to light language and immediately my stomach, boom, started like I started feeling sick. And I said, this is not good. Trust your feeling. Don't think that you ate too much and that what is your stomach is hurting. If it hurts, trust you. That is something that your body is reacting to and telling you that that is not good.
And that happens every time that you hear light language, because you have heard me doing light
No,
language.
not every time.
Just certain individuals that they're vibrating in certain.
Yes, you can feel the different vibration. So my advice is please be very careful and don't go to YouTube or online anywhere. Try to go to persons that somebody recommend you, people that you can trust, because yes, there are a lot of charlatans around and not all of them are going to the light. So I felt it, I lived it, so that would be my advice. Please be very careful.
Yes, I agree with you. That's why, and I know our listeners are going to ask for this because I know there was a big boom a few years ago about Archangel Mike, some being that he was tricking some people as an Archangel Michael. And he was like, don't talk to Archangel Michael. Like, but I was working with him. It's like the being I know is contrary. It is Archangel Michael. It is not tricking me. But there is a fear. But like maybe conspiracy theorists also, they have the conspiracy theorists even to the light or even to the beings of the angels and everything, you know. But there's different rabbit holes and not everything is right. And this is our reality and our truth in this moment.
Yes.
And that's the only thing we can talk is about our own experience. We can't talk about the experience of other beings.
Yes, definitely. So in that point, that would be my advice. Please be very careful. Don't trust everybody. Don't go anywhere, you know, until you see that the YouTube channel is from a trustworthy person, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you also, I imagine that you channel, would you like to do a channeling for us, for the collective? Not for me, it's for the collective.
Oh, I would love to channel a message. And
he's an
I love
oracle reader too. So
I love to channel through the oracle. I love it. It gives me a lot of insight and I can feel the energy of the angel telling me what I have just to be a channel. It is not me, it's coming from the light beings. So I also do it during my angel therapist. I always close either with one card or maybe a 3-card reading, something really simple and quick, just to confirm the message. And it's incredible, Moni, but it does happen. It does happen that the message comes, you know, that confirms what you've been saying. So I have 3 oracles with me right now. Okay, one of them is the message.
So like, I'm gonna pin your there.
Yes. Is the message from the guides, is the messages from Transformation from James Van Praagh. And I also have this one, it's consulted with the angels. So I'm going to draw a card and tell the collective what in this moment our angels, our light beings want us to transform in our consciousness. And then who's the angel that is going to support you. And then from Kyle Gray, that I love the angel guide, let's see what is going to be the challenge and the way we're going to do it, what we have to overcome to reach that transformation. Okay, ready? Here we go. So the message that they're sending to us at this moment is you are never alone. What does it mean? It means that light beings, our guides, our angels, our superior self, they are always with us. It depends on you if you want to reach out to them, if you want to listen them, if you want to open your heart and be ready. They are so respectful of us that they will never impose to us, but you are never alone. They are always, always around. In this transformation card, Archangel Zadkiel is here with us with his beautiful purple light, showing us that guide and help and support are always there at the reach. They are always at the reach of your mind. You just have to call them with your mind. In that very second, they will show. They will never come to you if you don't call them, unless it's an imminent danger. They are going to show up, or they're going to make themselves appear, unless it's an imminent danger. But if not, it's up to you that you will have to call. And then I'm going to draw a card. Who is the angel that's going to be here, you helping you with this transformation? Is the gratitude angel. The way that you are going to transform your consciousness and understand that you're not alone is always being grateful. Be grateful of every single day in the aspect of your life. Every single day for the minimal thing. Wake up and say thank you. Thank you for my health. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you for my family. Anything. The more that you say thank you to the universe, the more the universe will return that abundance to you. And then what is the way, or what is the challenge that you have to overcome to go to these transformations? Is the signs and reminders. So the angels are telling us today that you're not alone, that to be grateful for everything we have. And then with these cards, what these light beings are telling us to follow their signs. Open your eyes, open your heart. Look at the beautiful image. Oh, look at these butterflies. Look around. Look at the signs. Look at the animals. Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. Everything is a sign. Make consciousness of this sign so you know that you're not alone, that you're always being loved, that you're always being supported. So that's my message delivered. What do you think, Monica? Did it even make sense to you?
I would like to ask you a little bit. You mentioned that we have here the Zadkiel. It was here.
Yes.
Still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That did he want to deliver another message? What do he thinks about right now? What is happening with Ukraine?
Okay. He's talking about transformation. Archangel Zadkiel is telling, first message he sent is you're not alone, right? And then he says, follow my signals. So my intuition is telling me that Archangel Zadkiel says that things happen for a reason. This is something that's been orchestrated on the highest levels of dimension. The world needed a change. The world needed a shaking. The world needs transformation. That's Archangel Zadkiel's message.
Weird times we're living, right? And we all know.
And we're living many times now, but people before us also lived through wars, also lived through transformations, and they are always orchestrated or planned in a higher dimension that we, as humans, we don't understand at this moment. But it's what has to be, it's what has to happen in order to make the changes needed to go to a higher dimension. Sometimes it's not easy, sometimes we don't like it, but it is what it has to be.
Something in my experience that many of the people that we awake is through pain, unfortunately. It can be minor pain, like not like a war, but it can be a divorce. It can be the death of grieving, the death of someone. It can be a sickness or something. But it's something drastically that happened to us is what it makes us awake. So it is very possible that what is happening right now in the world, it is for a collective waking up.
And sometimes there are really hard things, but sometimes, Monica, it could be as simple as losing a job.
Yes.
That just as simple, you know, now we're talking about wars, we're talking about illnesses, we're talking about what the pandemic that we went through or still going through. But sometimes as humans, it could be the smallest thing. It could be like losing your job or losing a friend, and it hurts you deeply and makes you, you know, not everybody feels the same way. So sometimes be aware that it doesn't have to be something really hard or really difficult to help you move forward, to make a transformation on yourself.
Yes, that is true. So things do not happen to us. In reality, happen for us. And so we can do these leaps. And if we become the observer, like Billy said, now we can understand why things are happening for us and what things we have to accept and change or transform. And that is completely us. Sorry.
And I am feeling Archangel Oriel saying right now, things happen when they are meant to happen. It's not when you want. Things are going to happen when they are meant to be. So that's something that just came to me in this moment. And that goes very close with what you're saying, Moniz. Things that are going to happen, but not when we want. So
for them, time do not exist. They go in a different, time do not exist for them.
no.
And it is a construct of the human mind, not a human conscience or soul. It's the human mind, the time. So if we want the things this moment, well, maybe it's not happening for any reason. It can be that we don't think we deserve it or we don't worth it. It's something that we have to work with ourselves so we can project it.
Yes. And Archangel Chamuel is saying right now that love is the energy that comes from the universe. So that's what we have to spread. The fear and what we're living, that's only human. Just trust that the only energy that we're getting from them is love.
Yes.
It's hard, Monique. It's hard to understand, because what if you're living in Ukraine and I'm telling you this, that Archangel Chamuel is telling you that love is the energy and they're not feeling it the same way, right? Because I'm here in the comfort of my own home. But
yes,
sometimes these angels, they can be so metaphoric. They send you the messages in a way that not everybody understands, right? You have sometimes to ask them, can you please be more clear in this moment?
and we send love and protection for the people in Ukraine right now. So like that, they suffer a little bit less.
Yes.
And it's less painful, whatever is happening to them. We send them love and protection.
Protection, healing. Love, protection, healing for them. I think at this point is the only thing we can do.
Yes.
And do not try to understand. Just send them love.
Or everybody's going to understand it in different ways. Not necessarily there is only one truth. It depends on our life experience. We're all different. It is, like you said, it is very easy to say it from our comfortable, our home, that we're in a different continent, than being in the same city where they are getting bombed and your mother and your dad or
your kids or your children,
your kids are dead. It is very, very different. So we're going to understand life and our experience very different that someone is passing through this right now. So we have love and compassion for all of them.
Definitely, Mon. Definitely. Everybody, if all of us send them a little light, they will receive it. They will feel that comfort that we're all sending to them.
Yes. So this war finished.
Yes.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a message else, something else that you would like to say before we close?
Well, the only thing I would like to say to you is how honored I am to share screen with you. It's you're one of the big ones. So I'm very, very honored to start my work as a light being, to start my work as a channeler, as a healer, side by side with you. So I am very, very honored. Thank you for showing me everything that I need to know. Thank you for showing me my way and for showing me what is my mission in life. I am very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to us. Oh, before we close, where the people can find you, Pili?
Yeah, I am going to link on the comments. I'm going to send you my Facebook and my Instagram and my WhatsApp, so you can use either of those social media tools to reach me for a therapy.
Perfect. So if you want angel therapy, just look in the comments, and you're gonna find in the information of this program, and you're gonna find her information, so you can book an appointment with Pilar Kamel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everybody to listen to us.
We can sit together. It's so beautiful. You and me, we meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth.